Welcome to Mind Your Own Business podcast. This is our second show, and it's my pleasure today to introduce you to Dr. Steve Sterius. And Steve is a Temple grad, and he's a urologist serving the Philadelphia area. Dr. Steve attended Thomas Jefferson University, where he received his medical degree, and he completed his residency in general surgery at the Fox Chase Cancer Center. So without further ado, Dr. Steve, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I'd like you to tell us a little about yourself, doctor, where you grew up and why you decided to enter the exciting world of urology.
Oh, so basically I grew up in this area, just outside of Philadelphia, the Pottstown area. Went to Owen J. Roberts High School. And I always kind of wanted to stay in the Philadelphia area. And so that's why, I went to undergrad at Temple. I did medical school at Jefferson. And then actually I did my residency. Fox Chase is affiliated with Temple, hospital. So I was at Temple Hospital doing my internship and my residency. And, everyone, that's a very common question is, why did you do urology? And so urology is basically a great field that kind of mixes, medicine and surgery, and where you can kind of, affect people's lives by, giving them medicine that helps them on their daily life. But also if the medicines don't work, you can intervene and do kind of a surgical intervention that kind of, kind of affects their everyday life, whether it's urinating, kidney stones, or, cancer. And so it's a very interesting field that, a lot of people try to get into, but, not everyone gets to get into.
Fantastic. Well, I was looking forward to doing this PSA for a number of reasons. By the way, I'm Rick Girone, the author of Mind Your Own Business and creator of this Mind Your Own Business podcast. And the reason this all came about is because I am a patient of Dr. Steve's, and I happen to be going through this. My PSA has consistently increased over the past few years. And in talking to him, he graciously decided to come on and discuss this, because when I went on the internet, on YouTube, I didn't see any doctor in the Philadelphia area that talked about this. And I told Dr. Steve about this. He said, "Oh, we're going to fix that." So here we are. We're trying to fix that and shed more light on this.
Here we are.
God bless you on what, not to fear this at all, but to embrace it and what people need to start thinking about. So we talked about a number of things. So why is it important for males to know what their PSA score is, doctor?
So their PSA is a very important thing that, basically gives you a risk stratification for, what's my risk for prostate cancer? Part of that is your family history, but the other part of it is, what your actual score is. And so when you get that done, and again, you should do that probably between 50 and 55. If you have a strong family history, you should probably have it done earlier, but most people it's between 50 and 55. You get your PSA done, and it gives you just a general understanding of, what's your level. And if your level is anywhere from between 0 and 4, that's probably fine. That's very normal. If your level is above 4, then you basically kind of need further investigation as to, why that is. Again, there's some nuances to that, but those are kind of generalizations.
Excellent. So I, like many people my age, started getting a physical every year. God, when was I'd say like around 25 years old. So it started always on my birthday, and through one thing or another, now it ends up being at Christmas time. So at Christmas time, I just went to my doctor and I asked for a full blood count. So I even get involved in homocysteine levels. I definitely make sure I get a PSA count. So when I'd been looking the past 4 years, my score kept going up. And so I approached Dr. Sterius, I want to say 2 years ago, I believe. And we, I had a disc to show him, and then we decided to do an MRI. And then the MRI led him to want to do a biopsy. And in the biopsy,
Yep.
He was able to tunnel into a little closer to what the problem was, and that's what you typically do. You do the MRI, and talk a little about that.
Yep.
Why you do it that way?
So you do the MRI for a variety of reasons. You can see kind of the size of the prostate, so you can see if the PSA is elevated. Could it be because your prostate is big? You also do the MRI to see, is there any lesions in the prostate, something that I should be worried about. That if it's present, you can kind of direct the biopsy, at that lesion. Instead of kind of in the old days, you would just kind of do a biopsy of the prostate, and you would do a 12 core biopsy, and you just kind of, it would be systematic, but it'd be somewhat random because you wouldn't be directing it at anything. With the
Right.
MRI, you can direct the biopsy, at the lesion that the MRI sees.
Right. And there are different MRIs to get. I know we had this discussion, and you suggested, I'm sorry, instead of the biopsy, there's another way to go. And you said to me it'd be better to do what are the different ways to go there? Is it a full blown biopsy rather than doing it by cameras or something?
Yeah, there's a standard, like an ultrasound
There you
biopsy
go. Yeah.
versus a directed biopsy. And
Right.
so, the standard biopsy with the ultrasound kind of, it's good to kind of, you get a template of what's
Right.
there, but you're not
Right.
really directing it with an MRI. And
Better
so,
than nothing, but not
again,
as good as an
if you have
MRI.
the MRI and if you have the MRI and it shows a lesion, you can kind of direct the biopsy at that. Again, if the MRI is negative, sometimes, if your PSA is still elevated, you still have to do kind of the biopsy, but it cannot be directed because there's nothing that we see in the prostate. So again, the MRI just gives you a better definition and a better idea of what's going on.
Right. So 0 to 4, nothing to worry about. But if it starts to go above 4, then that's when you have to take action. Now, I went and started researching it on the internet, but I was already a patient of doctors. So with us, conferring and talking about it, we ended up with a plan of let's check it in 3 months, I think is now where we're at. So with the last, I think
Correct.
I just had, I guess I just had an MRI in on about December. You looked it over and you told me, okay, now in
Yep.
3 months now, we're going to check the blood work on the PSA and see if it's still going up. And in my case, it has been
Yep.
going up. So we
Correct.
really have to focus on this. So then you start thinking, well, what other ways can you use to decrease it? So that's what I'd like to talk about now. What ways should a patient who suffers from an increasing prostate or a PSA score deal with it? And we talked about this a little off camera. So Flomax or Prostastream, but let's talk about all the areas you think of that they should be thinking of.
Yeah, sure. So there's medications that can help kind of decrease the PSA. Now,
Right.
it's only really necessary if you have urinary symptoms.
Right.
So if your PSA is elevated and you don't have urinary symptoms and there's no cancer, it just means your prostate is big, and that's the reason for the PSA elevation. Now, if your PSA is elevated, you have urinary symptoms, there's no cancer, there's medications that can help that. So Flomax can help that.
Right.
ProScar can help that, but you were kind of really talking, Rick, you were really talking about the kind of an over-the-counter supplement. Is that
Right.
correct?
Right. Prostastream. Right. That was
And
one of the things I found. Yeah.
So that over-the-counter supplement, sometimes that helps. If it helps with your urinary symptoms, I always say continue that. I don't, discourage
Bless
that.
you. Right.
But there's some people that are like, I heard this supplement helps. I've tried it for months. It hasn't helped me.
Yeah. Right.
Or it's minimally helped me. Those patients, I say, you know what? Maybe it's not as strong as a medication like Flomax or ProScar. Maybe
Right.
you need something else, besides the supplement. And so at that point, I tell patients that the supplement may not be good for you. You probably should do something a little more stronger.
Excellent. So is ProScar like Flomax? It's more chemically put together.
ProScar is a little different than Flomax. ProScar helps shrink the prostate, and their side effect profile is a little different. ProScar can kind of affect your sexual, sexual function, erections, stuff like that.
More so than Flomax, huh?
It can cause ejaculatory issues in about 20% of patients, but it's really pretty benign. It really does not affect much.
I got it. So ProScar is worse in those areas than Flomax would be, huh?
Correct. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Correct.
So that's another reason that maybe just check out something like ProstaStream. That's something I just researched and found that I didn't find anything bad about it. And it's salt palmetto, graviola leaves in there, Japanese mushrooms.
So a lot of that stuff. A lot of that stuff can help you with urination.
Right.
Again, if it doesn't, you might need something a little stronger, but if it does help you, I'm all for it. I say continue it. If it's helping you, like, let's not mess with something that's working.
Sure. So I told the doctor I'm gonna be somewhat of a guinea pig in this area. I'm gonna take this. It is something like $69 a bottle, a little expensive, but I like the fact that it's plant based. And I'm not allergic to any of these ingredients, which is phenomenal because I tend to have some allergic reactions to things. So we're gonna see if this is of any help. And now I'm not an advocate. I don't get paid. I don't even have a relationship with ProstaStream in any way, shape, or form. But they do give you a money back guarantee.
Don't worry, me neither. I have no relationship at all.
Oh, to Flomax or ProScar, right? Maybe we should though. We got to check into this.
Yeah.
We got to check it.
Yeah.
If it works, we might be both public paid spokespeople for whatever works. But
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a money back guarantee. So I would just want to use it 30 days. If it works, great. I'll keep moving forward. They get it down to like $39
keep doing it,
a bottle, which is unbelievable. So when I say if it works, that means two areas: reducing the prostate and other areas which just give you a more sounder sleep, which I don't really have a major problem in that area, but we'll see. Maybe I could have an even more sound sleep, which would be phenomenal. And
so both those medications, Flomax and ProScar, can help with the sleep if that's an issue.
Yeah.
But it just really depends.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm waking up earlier, and I don't know if that's because of my sinus surgery recently. I'm falling apart here, ladies and gentlemen. I've had so many things happen to me in the last 60 days.
You're breaking down. What's going on, Rick?
Man, I feel so strong too. I don't understand. First, my hand. Well, I had trigger finger over here. Look at this thing. So I had one of the doctors shot a shot of cortisone. Where was it now? I think it's this hand, my right hand. Yeah, right here. And that's the second shot. And then I recently learned, well, you can get up to 3 shots. Don't let them operate on you. Get the third shot because you could be good to go after that. So that was the first thing. And then I get the blood test, and I'm already a patient of Dr. Stirius. So we've been conferring. We got that handled. And then because of these masks, I don't even have one on, but they're covering your nose. And I'm like, I can't breathe all of a sudden. So I went to, he'll be my next PSA, by the way, Dr. Caton. And he's got privileges at Paoli. So I got a deviated septum surgery, septoplasty. And I was telling doctor, I can breathe now. It's unbelievable. So all these ideas are popping into my head, which is why I called him. I said, I got this great idea.
All that oxygen is going to your brain now. That's right.
I don't know. Is that good or bad? So
great.
It's
that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing. So all you Temple grads and Jefferson grads out there, it's time to start. Everybody, but definitely you guys. You want to know about Dr. Steve Stirius. He's connected to Einstein, and I told him this off camera. So my first MRI ever was at Phoenixville. Now I don't want to besmirch any hospital with this PSA, but I will tell you. Very politically correct here.
Not the best music. Not the best music.
Yeah, that was it. Not the best music. And for some reason, I was hearing this while I was in the chamber. I don't even know what that was. But with Einstein, who doctors connected with, it was. I can deal with that. Which would you rather have? Or You call it. So if you
It
don't
was
mind,
pretty loud, it sounds like.
you know what I'm saying? So you make your decision. If you
Yeah.
want,
Yeah.
that's Phoenixville. If you want burp, that's Einstein and Dr. Sirius. Yeah, we laugh about this, but I tell you, it was just such a more pleasurable experience. And I didn't. What did I not need there? I didn't need that shot of sugar.
The glucagon or what?
Yeah, I didn't need the glucagon. We didn't know whether I was allergic to it or not before I did the MRI. So I didn't need it. Now, how do you determine whether somebody would need that or not?
Glucagon's kind of a natural hormone in
Right.
your body, but
Yeah.
it just depends about the contrast you get, and it's all depending upon the actual situation. So
if somebody went in there and said, "Listen, I had diarrhea for the past 2 days." Oh, you're getting glucagon, buddy.
yeah, exactly.
You're definitely getting the glucagon. Get the glucagon over here for this dude.
That's right.
I'm learning so much about your world. I don't even know I want to know about it. But
Yep.
the nurse was so funny. She goes, "Oh, well, since you might be allergic to it and you might not need it, we won't do the glucagon." And I didn't need it, so great. But
That's great. Awesome.
if you tend to have the other thing going on at the time of the MRI, you might want to get the glucagon, because the worst thing you want to do is shit the bed when you're in the MRI.
It's a very tight spot. You don't want to be sitting on there. Yeah,
I don't want to be doing that, folks. Now we got a comedy show going here, but this is real stuff that nobody's going to tell you.
That's right. That's right.
And
No one's telling you about this.
I was scared out of my wits. Who am I going to call? The doctor wants to be politically correct. He can't be sending me his former patients because it's against HIPAA regulations. I'm right here. I'm an open book right now. I'm your referral source. You can find me at yourstrategiccoach.com or yourroadieservices.com or yourbasketballcoach.com. And I will highly recommend Dr. Sirius. The funniest thing he said to me right before the biopsy, is it okay if I share this? Because this is hilarious.
You can share it. Yes.
I'm about to go under. I said, "Doctor, by the way, am I your first patient today?" What did you say? He said, "No, I think you're about my fourth." So he was shaking his hands.
It was like the Mel Brooks movie, right? God. With what's his name?
And then I went out. I'm like, "Is that a good thing?" I'm out. But he was trying to put some levity in the situation, and I want to tell you, my previous doctor did not have the bedside manner of Dr. Steve in any way, shape, or form. I am so glad I found him, and I actually went on a mission with him. And I will tell you candidly, I gave him the disc. I gave him the disc from another doctor, and he very graciously looked at that disc, which is never done. And he says, "You might be good to go, but I'm here for you, whatever you want to do." And I said, "You know what? You've been so kind. Let me come in and see you." And then we set that appointment. And your nurse was dynamite. She actually got me in to see you in Collegeville, because you're only here on Mondays at Einstein at the Providence Center, right?
At the Providence Center, yeah, every other Monday. Yep.
Every other Monday, right?
Yep.
And then I went in, and
Yep.
Doctor said, "You know what? Just to be safe, because you only have one life here." Not his exact words, but something to that effect. Let's do the biopsy and let's find out what's going on. Because this isn't like a car. You can trade it in, get another one. This is your body.
No newer models. That's it. You're the only one.
I'm the only one. Who the hell else would it be like this, right? So I'm just so glad I did, because I do have some history with my father having survived. I believe it was colon cancer. They got it right. They got it, and unfortunately now Dr. Potter and Dr. Fanfara, who are connected to Paoli, have passed away now, and but they found it in my dad, and that's what led to the fact, if you have a history, you really want to be high alert with this. So we've discussed
definitely
that.
I agree. I agree.
So yeah, that all led to that appointment, and then a biopsy back, or rather an MRI back then. Well, no, I had already had the MRI, then a biopsy back then. So we've only had one biopsy though, right? Yeah, just one.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have
one
your chart in
biopsy.
front of me, but I think it was just one biopsy.
Yeah, one biopsy and two
And yeah, I
MRIs.
think
So,
everything's been fine.
right. So we'll,
Yeah.
as we already discussed, in my case, December was the MRI. So now somewhere around January, March, that's when I'm going to have blood work for my doctor also, because I'm also watching my cholesterol levels, which, we should all be doing this, So that
Yeah.
somewhere around
Yeah, I agree.
March to May, my birthday again, we'll do the cholesterol level thing, homocysteine levels, and definitely include the PSA. And then, if it's higher,
Yep.
if this good old ProstaStream didn't work, and the green tea I'm now drinking, I got green tea today. I'm trying everything, folks.
That's good. Nice.
And
Try it all. Throw the book at you.
I got the green tea with mango in it, diet even, 0 calories at Redner's. So,
That's right.
oh gosh, delicious. So my teeth are going to go to hell in a handbasket. That'll be my next problem, but
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
But they're pretty white still, so don't worry about the stain of the teeth. So wow, we've covered so much stuff here. So just to reiterate, doctor, when you turn 50, you definitely want to get your handle on this. You should have been already doing blood work, since you were whatever, 25, if not earlier. And you should, and if you were doing that, you would always already have a PSA reading all those years, right?
Usually the PSA, you need one between 40 and 50. And then after about between 50 and 55, you should get about every year. So the magical number is around between 40 and 50. You should probably get one, at least one.
Yeah. I only go for blood work once a year, and then based on that, they either bring me back or not. So excellent. So do that. If it's up 0 to 4, you're probably in good shape. If not, you definitely want to get a referral if you need that on your plan. I'm with Aetna, so I don't even need a referral now. I can just go right to doctor. They already have me in there, and then they'll start monitoring it and giving you whether you need an MRI and then whether that develops into a biopsy will be his call with you. And don't worry about the MRI. It's painless. Your head doesn't go all the way in the machine anymore either. That's
right. As long as you don't do it at Phoenixville, right?
Yeah. Einstein and and Pandora music. Oh no, they use YouTube music. I forgot to say this. They use YouTube music in there. Minimal commercials. Actually, no commercials. They just
with the commercials
for YouTube. At Phoenixville, by the way, it's Home Depot commercials the whole time. You don't even hear music. It's mostly motivating you to go to Home Depot after the MRI. And believe you me, after you hear this the whole damn time, you want to go to Home Depot because you want to stop the banging. You want to get a Ring doorbell or a camera so you can call the police before they get to bang on your door.
That's right. I
still don't know what Home Depot commercials are doing at a $32,000 exam. I even have free Spotify and free Pandora in the hospital.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
they need the commercials, right? Yeah. They need the commercials.
I would think it would be okay if they had a commercial for the Phoenixville hospital. Hey, come to Phoenixville where you can hear this all when you do your MRI.
That was not it. It was the Home Depot.
They didn't even do that right. They got I don't know. Maybe they have a partnership with Home Depot over there. But listen, seriously.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
We're talking more about positivity here. That you have a caring doctor here, and he'll put together a medical plan for you, Dr. Steve Steerius. And do you have a website, by the way?
Do I? No. I mean, it's just the Einstein website, and you look under urology, but I don't have a specific website for me.
Okay, great, excellent. All right, so there you have it. I think we've covered all bases. Any final thoughts here, Dr. Steve?
No, I think it's just important, after you turn 50, get your rectal exam, get your PSA. It's important, just to, kind of screen for prostate cancer. It's very, concerning. It's important. And also, if it's not prostate cancer, it could be, urinary symptoms that are caused from a prostate that can be bothersome as well. And so those can be treated as well, either with medications or with, kind of minor procedures.
Right. And doctor just touched on something we hadn't talked about. Yeah, definitely when you turn 40, don't be ashamed or don't be afraid to ask your doctor to give you that prostate exam. And sometimes they might not want to do it for one
Yeah,
reason or another, but you've got to be your own best advocate. And that's really what we're talking about here. Be your own best
correct.
advocate and all this stuff. If you're not going to
Yep,
take care of your body, you know, it's true. Time is of the essence, and the medical profession is
yep.
slammed. Nurses and doctors can't devote enough attention to their patients, and there's only enough time in a day. So you got to get involved in your own health. You know, why not?
You're right,
You only
Rick.
have
You're
one
right.
life. You can't leave it up to everybody else. And when all of a sudden I go, well, they never offered a prostate exam. What was I to know? Buddy, you should have been on the internet checking this stuff out of what you should be doing. Don't be waiting for somebody to tell you. When I discovered the whole world of my gastritis, I had to beg my colonoscopist to give me an endoscopy and a colonoscopy. And he fought me. I was right before I went in for a colonoscopy, and he fought me. This is not Dr. Serious, but this is another doctor. And finally, I said, "Please, something's wrong with me. I'm allergic. I have all these allergies, and I can't eat any food anymore. We got to solve this." Guess what? I was right, and that was done at Paoli. And the endoscopy and the colonoscopy proved that I had a thing called gastritis, which was treated with amoxicillin and Pelora H. So maybe that's the next PSA we do. I'll be talking to Dr. Wolfson, because Mamma Mia, on St. Patty's Day, while you guys are all having your green beer, I got to go in for my colonoscopy. So we'll talk to him about it.
Nice.
I tell you, I'm falling apart over here. No, this is all preventative, so I don't have cancer of anything. But that's what found that out, and only because of doing that endoscopy did he know that, oh my God, guess what? You got gastritis. Well, looky there. I guess I knew something, huh? And then they treated me for it. And
Well, it's a good thing you got it found out. It's a
oh
good
my
thing.
God. And the thing was, don't take ibuprofen. In my case, ibuprofen led to my gastritis. And I don't know what made me think of all that, but since we're talking about some things that can go wrong with you, why not throw that out there? Yeah. So I don't take ibuprofen anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
Sure.
I'm just doing the Tylenol. Maybe that could lead to some other stuff in the future, but right now I'm good with the Tylenol. Not that I take a lot of it, but for my sinus surgery, they had all this hard drugs, morphine and all. All I took was 2 Tylenols, and I was good to go. They kept asking, "Are you in pain? You got like splints in your nose. What's going on with you?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. I got a lot of blood, but I'm good." Okay, well, we got that prescribed for you. You want to run over to CVS and get it? You might wake up at 2 a.m. and go, ah. But I was lucky. I stayed ahead of the pain medication by taking the Tylenols, but of course none of that was needed when I had
good.
the MRI.
That's good to hear.
Or the biopsy.
We're good
With you. So, well, listen,
We're good.
thanks so much, doctor. I think we covered a lot of bases, more bases than we even wanted to cover.
Yeah. That's right. We covered it all, right?
Almost. But so I'll keep you posted now on ProstaStream and what this will mean. That's the I don't know if you can even see that as it goes off my phone. We'll see if that makes any sense. I'll take that and see if it's helpful at all.
All right. Sounds good.
I don't think you see it, but anyway, yeah. Thanks a lot, doctor. Appreciate your time, and I guess we'll be seeing you either by video or somewhere in March or May.
That sounds good. Yep.
I think that's when we're scheduled.
We will talk soon, I'm sure.
Okay. Thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the second podcast for Mind Your Own Business. You can stay there, doctor. We'll talk after this is over. Of Mind Your Own Business, so you can mind your own better. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Steve.